Good morning, everyone. It's so great to have you all here to celebrate a very special event, John O'Hara turning 100. All of you will have a chance to extend your very best wishes, and at the end, we'll join together to celebrate his landmark birthday. But we want to start at the top. Our good friend Megan Hookey, who is Vice President of Volunteerism and Service at AARP, is joining us from Washington to kick off our event. She's known a lot of volunteers over a lot of years, some more special than others on days like this. Megan, take it away.
Well, it's a delight to be here and to celebrate John's 100th birthday. As was mentioned, I have the opportunity to work with volunteers all across the country, and John is part of AARP's 60,000 strong team of volunteers. And he brings such unique skills, and for so many years has leveraged his ability to influence lawmakers and truly make a difference for how AARP Rhode Island can be successful to serve the needs of those who are over 50 and their families. I love to reference one of my favorite quotes from Dr. Ethel Percy Andrus, our founder. And she said, "Do what you can with what you have where you are today." And John, thank you so much for living out those words. You have truly been a gift to AARP and to all those who come in contact with you. Happy birthday.
Megan, thank you for joining us. I know you're off to an important meeting and your time is valuable, but John, I'm sure appreciates hearing from you. That's a great message. Thank you so much.
Steve.
It's so great to have everyone here. And they're excited to be here too. People from across Rhode Island and from across the country. John, to celebrate your 100th birthday, we're so happy for you. We're so glad to hear you're doing well. We're going to get along in our greetings, turning next to State Director Kathleen Connell, who's known you from the practically, I suppose, from the very beginning of the state office.
All right, we're delighted to be here today. And yes, one of the first people through the door when the Rhode Island State Office opened was one John O'Hara, whom we are here to honor today on his 100th birthday. John, you are an inspiration to all of us. John is a veteran, a volunteer, an all-round wonderful person who has given so much to his country. He has been an extraordinary volunteer for AARP, and he is an inspiration to all of us as he keeps on going. We nicknamed him a while back the Energizer Bunny. And John, and that still fits, I think. So keep on going, my friend. Happy birthday to you. Thank you for all you are and all you do from all of us.
Thank you, Kathleen. Now we're going to continue the Connell portion of the program. And so with real pleasure that, John, you're going to get great wishes from a gentleman who we know is serving veterans every day across Rhode Island. Larry Connell is the director of the Providence VA healthcare system. And Larry, we're very happy you could join us this morning to say hi to John.
Yeah, thanks, John. And John, oh, happy birthday. Listen, you're one of the great Americans that we have the pleasure to care for here at the Providence VA healthcare system. Listen, on behalf of my entire team here at the VA, we want to wish you a happy 100th, quite the milestone. Just a little background on myself. I am an Army guy of 30 years, and I know you're Navy. I certainly won't hold that against you.
Yeah.
But I thought you'd like to know that I did, in fact, retire on the USS Missouri in Pearl Harbor in Hawaii. And as you know, the USS Missouri stands proudly over the USS Arizona. So that was quite the retirement ceremony on a Navy ship, and I was proud to have done that. Also, I'd like to virtually give you one, it's hard to see, virtually give you one of our VA coins. I'll certainly get that to you. I can give that to John Martin or even my mom. Yes, the other Connell there is in fact my mom, another great American. So I'll make sure I get this coin to you for your 100th birthday, and just want to wish you a happy birthday.
Larry, that's great. Thank you so much for joining us, and thank you for all of the great work that you do. We know that you vaccinated some 100-year-olds about 3 weeks ago, and that you're now prepared to vaccinate all of the men and women who served, that you serve so well now at the VA. Thanks again for joining us.
Hi, John. It's Senator Jack Reed. I'm so pleased to be taking part in your 100th birthday parade. It's quite an honor. And I'm so glad you were able to spend this day with your family, friends, and loved ones after a very difficult year for all of us. Back in 2006, I had the honor of presenting you with your Purple Heart for your distinguished service in World War II, as well as the many other medals and commendations you earned. Your sacrifice and courage, particularly on the USS UL Scott, is nothing short of heroic. You and those who serve with you really do represent the best of our great country. But as we all know, your service didn't end with the war. You spent decades in government service, and even more as an advocate for government employees and retirees. I knew I couldn't miss this opportunity to congratulate one of our local heroes on such a special occasion. So congratulations again, John, and I hope you enjoy this great celebration your family has put together for you. Thank you.
Hi, John. Jim Langevin here. I just wanted to take this opportunity on behalf of all of my colleagues in the United States Congress in wishing you a happy 100th birthday. I want to say thank you for your service, and like a fine wine, you're getting better with age. Happy birthday, John.
But I think we'll go to Phil Zarlingo, state president, next, and then I'll just move across the screen. Phil, good morning.
Good morning. Hey, John, congratulations on your 100th birthday. I'm sure, speaking on all of the volunteers of AARP Rhode Island, when we thank you for your tireless efforts on behalf of our organization. You know, I still remember some big things about you. First of all, your very intuitive comments at the SLC, your very fiery speeches at AARP events across the state, and your visits to so many elementary and secondary schools talking about your very active military service, teaching students by your example about patriotism, dedication, and valor. The kids loved you, and we love you too. All the best of everything in the future, John. Good luck.
Let's see. I'm going to go to Alan Neville next. Alan, if you can unmute, you can send your best wishes to John this morning. There you go.
Okay. Good morning, John. We're so excited to be here together this morning celebrating your 100th birthday. It's probably been 15 years now since we first met as AARP volunteers, and you've always been an inspiration to me personally. A term that is used frequently in corporate America is the term authentic leadership. And if there were ever an authentic leader, it's you, John. You've always given of yourself tirelessly for AARP, for your country, for your friends, for your family. And may God spare you to us for many years to come. We just love you to pieces. God bless.
There's so many people here, so many memories. We won't have time to cover them all, but they're certainly reviving a lot of hours that John spent in our office. Another person who was there for a lot of those hours is Rochelle Jennings. So Rochelle, unmute, and I will invite you to go next.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm so glad you invited me to go next, because I said, okay, are people going to remember this? John, I wish you a happy 100th birthday. I'm so happy we're doing this. And the one thing I remembered was that you wrote a book. And so I'm going to ask your son to plug that in with John Martin so that he can let people know about your book and maybe they'll purchase it. When I say your name, I see your face. And that's because you came into the office when Steve Jennings was there. You were there practically every day, but then you whittled it down to once or twice a week. And you always told me stories. So I visualized you. And then as you were telling me the story, I could visualize what you were talking about, even if it was about the war, even if it was about your being on a ship. I mean, I just remember everything. I think you're a blessing to anyone you come in contact with. I praise God that you're here on your 100th birthday. I told you, you are the first person I know who has lived to be 100. And I pray to God you live as many more years as possible, because you have so much information to share. So I thank you, John. Happy birthday again.
All right. Great job, Rochelle. Rochelle mentioned Steve Jennings. I said people were here far and wide and some from deep in the past. Steve was advocacy lead here. For those of you who do not know, he now works in our Arizona state office, and he spent plenty of time with John. So Steve, take it away.
Am I coming through? Very good. Well, I have John's book, Rochelle. Rochelle's a tough act to follow. These are John's poems from the Second World War, in which he published in Torpedo Roadstead here. And I'm lucky enough to have an autographed copy that I keep in my bookcase here. There's the USS Missouri that John was on. He's got, I'm going to extol a couple of your virtues here, John, for the folks. Here's a picture that he put in that book of John at the CCC camp at 18 years old in Charlestown, Rhode Island in 1940. Here is John with, I bet you recognize this guy, JFK.
Great pictures.
He put that in the book. I took this picture of John with the Rhode Island Medicaid director, who had us take some of his pictures. And of course, here's the John that came to the office every day. And would often, I always like to get to the office early. John would beat me there. And he'd be waiting in his car. And I also have an autographed copy of John's book, Shirley, His Only Love, about John's wife. And there's Shirley and John O'Hara on the back. So I was lucky enough to not just work with John, but to be John's friend. And like Rochelle, I heard many of his memories from the past. And John was always an inspiration. He was an amazing volunteer. You know, if we would change a meeting date, I'd say, John, could you call everybody on the committee and let them know? And 20 minutes later, John would walk into my office and say, what do I do next? I mean, he was just amazingly efficient guy, and he loved to work. And one time I wasn't feeling well at the office and wanted to go to the doctor, and John went with me. And one of the pieces of advice John gave me was, he said, whenever I'm not feeling well, I just work hard until it passes. And so I kind of followed that to this day when that happened. So thank you for including me in John's 100th birthday. That's you're an amazing guy, John. You're the ever whatever bunny there. You never quit working. And so hang in there, John, and great to be your friend. Thank you, John Martin.
John, I think I see a few people jotting down those words to live by. That's great. Steve, great job. Thank you for joining us. And it's really great that you're up bright and early this morning. You beat John to the office this morning, maybe. Let's talk to Ruth Bucci. Ruth has been hard at work on birthday greetings for John. Ruth, unmute your microphone. There you go. Take it away.
All right. Happy 100th birthday, John. Here's your birthday cake. Best I could do. 10 candles, 10 years, each candle. So anyway, thanks for being a great leader. I'm proud and thankful to have served with you as a volunteer for AARP. And I remember you always standing up at events and so on, and never being afraid to speak out, ask a question, give a comment, talk about an issue. And, you know, it's a great achievement. Enjoy it. You've always helped others. I remember you telling me about going to the schools and talking to the kids about your service. And congratulations on reaching 100 years. Great achievement. Thank you.
It's given us all something to shoot for. Thanks, Ruth. Let's stay with the Ruths. Why don't we go next to Ruth Thompson, who is ready to go from Newport on this beautiful morning.
Hey, thank you. I tried my best, but these phones don't want to act the way you want them. Good morning, John O'Hara. Happy 100th birthday. It is an honor and a pleasure to have an opportunity to congratulate and salute you on such a very important birthday. I consider myself very lucky this year. I have an uncle who turned 100 on January the 1st, and I have another uncle, my dad's brothers, who will turn 100 in June. So I hit a trifecta. 3 men that I know in this year that have and will turn 100 years old. I can still see you when I attended meetings at the office and volunteered along with you across Rhode Island. I consider you a role model and an inspiration. Terrific to have known you. Happy 100th, John.
Thank you, Ruth. Great job. Wow, this is so cool. I'm really so happy that we were able to do this. Let's go back to the staff. Darlene Rezzarossi, I think you told me you met John one time, but you've heard a lot about him. And so your thoughts on this momentous occasion.
Oh, thank you, John. Yeah, so happy 100th birthday, John. I've been with AARP almost 5 years now, and unfortunately during that time, I really haven't had the opportunity to really get to know you and to hear directly from you, your experience in the service, and I'm very interested in hearing all about that. So I'm going to have to get one of those books that you published. So again, I want to congratulate you on your 100th birthday, and also want to thank you for your volunteerism, for your service to our country, and for all the positive impact that you've made on people during your lifetime. And this is a testament to that. So again, happy 100th birthday, and have a wonderful celebration, I hope.
Yay.
Happy birthday, John.
Darlene is famous for her props. She always has something to add to the table or the display, and it doesn't surprise me that she came raring to go this morning. Let's see. Now, if Darlene has not spent too much time with John, next to someone who spent many hours with John, and also it's great to see Ann Gardella joining us this morning. Ann, we miss you. We hope you're doing great. You look great, so you're on.
Thank you. Happy birthday, John. I found a roster because I throw nothing away from the State Legislative Committee from 2009 that Steve set up for it. At that time, you were chairing SLC and Verdi was the vice chair. And right. I was serving on the executive council. We had great fun together. We got a lot done. And it's been a privilege working with you and knowing you. And I wish you the best for now, for today, and the next 100 years. Take care. Bye-bye.
Okay, Ann. He, I'm sure, appreciates that. And since you mentioned Verdi, we don't have on video, but we have on the phone, I believe.
Yes,
Verdi Patterson.
I can see all of you. I have to say that it has been a pleasure working with the AARP. And when I came, it was John O'Hara and it was Debbie and Steve Jennings. And I learned a lot from the three of them. And it's been a privilege volunteering and keeping myself busy with AARP and learning a lot. And I think that's the best thing about being a senior citizen, that you learn a lot by coming to the meetings and talking with people that's connected with AARP. That's why I push it so much. And I love to say, John, I love you. You taught me a lot. That 1 year of being a chairperson next to you was really fun and enjoyable, knowledgeable. And I turned it over to Ellen Nevels, and he have done a terrific job also. I worked with Barbara Peters. I enjoy working with her. And Steve, we learned a lot from John. Like you said, he was always fast on doing his job. He loved it very much. When I came there, Kathleen was there. So it's been about 20 years that I have been with AARP. And I was thankful too when I did get the Andrus Award, which was very nice. I want to say to Steve, I love you. I didn't like it that you were transferred or you moved to Arizona, but I hope you're happy there. And Barbara, I'd love to say to you, my heart goes out to you, what have happened this past year. Rochelle Jennings, I love you. You have been really good. Even when the days when I volunteer in the office, I still learned a lot. So John, you have taught us a lot. You taught us patience. You taught us about, I just can't even think of the words that I want to say, but I love you and happy 100th birthday. And today, March 10th, is my mother's birthday in heaven, and she turned 94 years old. So happy birthday, John. I love you and take care. Thank you.
Thanks, Verdi, and you take care too. Best
I'm
wishes from all of
trying.
us. We're happy this morning we have members of the Executive Council, two who are relatively new to AARP, not so much Doug Victor, but Marcus Mitchell has been working with us now about 1.5 years, I think. And we're very pleased that you could join in. Maybe not as familiar with John, but I think you're getting a real sense of the spirit of the state office and the people who work together as you are working together with us now. So why don't we start with Marcus? And Marcus, as you unmute, Doug will be ready to follow you. Marcus?
Thanks, John. Good morning. Happy birthday. It's my honor to be included in your celebration, and I'm just really, really happy for you and for all the things that I'm hearing about you before today and this morning, all the testimony for your contributions to AARP and being a part of this family, of which I'm very happy to be part of this family. I'm hoping to pick up one of your books and hoping that I can hear more of your wisdom that you've imparted upon everybody here. And I'm just looking forward to hearing more about you. So happy birthday, congratulations, peace and blessings to you and your family.
Great. Thanks, Marcus. Glad we're having you here this morning. Glad you're on board. Doug Victor is not really a stranger to AARP. He's relatively new to the Executive Council. I've known Doug going back to some of our work in the West End, and we planted a few trees together. Doug, good morning. Thank you for joining us. If you'll unmute your microphone. There you go.
Good morning. So this is great. Wonderful to celebrate this time with John. And John and I met at a couple of the AARP functions and the award ceremonies. I was there when Verdi got the Andrus Award. I was there when Alan got the Andrus Award. So I've been kind of around for quite a while. I'm not quite sure how many years, but 100 years, it's something that I aspire to. So, when people look at me and they say, how old are you anyways? And I say, well, I'm 72. He said, well, you act like you're 40. You look like you're 50. So hopefully there are some genes that run through this AARP crowd that I can benefit from. So anyways, John, happy birthday to you. And, I think I will just want to join everybody when they thank you for your service to this organization, which I think is so critical in the life of Rhode Island, especially for our seniors and their families. So happy birthday.
Thank you, Doug. Doug's portion sponsored by AARP Disrupt Aging. And if anyone has been an age disruptor, it's John O'Hara. Thank you for joining us, Doug. Let's move on to our good friends from Portsmouth, Tia and Ken Segalinsky.
Good morning, John, and all of you that are also honoring John. And I think it's really significant that AARP takes time to honor special volunteers. And John, you are a very, very special volunteer who volunteered for years and years. I've met you, I won't even tell you how long ago, but it's been quite a while. Probably, I think it was in 2005 when I retired myself and started working with AARP, and especially with the State Legislative Committee, which has been my wonderful, wonderful opportunity to work with great volunteers as well. But it's your energy, your activities over the many years that I admire so, and it's an inspiring thing, not only to me and of course to Ken as well, but for all people that have known you and still know you for almost 100 years, I hope it will be. And thank you for being around and being a model for me. Now that I'm the SLC chairperson, I always look back from you, and also I remember Steve when he was there as well. So congratulations, and I'm looking for happy 1001, 2, 3, 4, and so on. Ruth, thanks a lot. It looks really, really great from where I'm sitting. So thank you, John, and good luck.
Let's stay with couples. Janet and Rich Matelli have joined us. So nice to hear your voices. I don't know if we have you on camera, but if you'll unmute, you can join in the celebration.
Richard's gone. He's out playing. But I'm here to wish John O'Hara 100 years, a century of a wonderful life. And I'd like to wish him another century, but it may be too much for him. Anyway, a good man to try and emulate and follow. Happy birthday, John.
Thank you, Janet. Give Rich our best when he comes back.
I will.
Okay, sorry, I thought because I couldn't see you, I thought you were both there. All right, here's, for me, it seems like a blast from the past. You know, it's so nice to see everyone, and it really reminds us how much we miss working together. It's one of the great aspects of AARP. The other thing that comes to mind is we've gotten pretty good at this Zoom thing over the last year. I mean, everybody struggles with that mute button, but other than that, everybody's looking good and everybody got connected this morning without too much trouble. And I'm glad that Candy McKenna was able to join us as well. Candy, you're on.
Hi. Happy birthday, John. I think of you so often. I mean, I really miss your emails. I loved hearing about your stories, especially the ones where you went in and talked to the kids. I mean, just wonderful. Thank you for your service to this country. You really are wonderful. Onward and upward, John. Happy birthday.
All right. Good job. Thank you, Janet. I believe this takes us to Heidi Ross, who joined us about a year and a half ago, has been doing a lot of great work. Heidi, I don't know if you've had the pleasure of meeting John, but if you'll unmute your microphone, you can send your birthday wishes.
Oh, thanks. I was just looking him up and I know I've crossed paths with him. I don't know if it's when I was living in Wakefield earlier in the mid 2000s, whatever, but I love World War II veterans. I just find them very inspiring. I've met many centenarians and interviewed them. And one thing I've found is they usually never thought they'd live to be 100. And that's what makes them so cool, I think. And I think we have a lot to learn from them. And I look forward to reading more about him and learning more about him. Happy birthday.
Terrific. Thanks, Heidi. I believe I have covered everyone. If I've missed anyone, please let me know right now. Okay, I want to share. I have so many memories of John. John, as most of you know, was an outstanding photographer. And if I could have gotten back into the office, I'm sure I could have pulled a lot of classic photos that you would remember that John took. John's not in so many photos from that era because he was on the other side of the camera. Something we share in common, I think. But he always was very kind to compliment my photos, and likewise, he had a really great eye behind the camera and was an asset to AARP for a long time in that regard. I also remember during the pension fight, shooting a video with John telling the story of how the hit on public employee pensions was a very real loss. John really brought it home in one take, unflappable, clear, focused, sharp as a tack. I was very, it was in the first months of being at AARP, and I was so pleased that someone pointed me to John and others who had great stories to tell. And he was a big part of our telling the story of the fight to preserve pensions back in 2011. So John, all of us are so happy. We wish we could be doing this in person, but we can't. So we've done the best we can, and we hope we see you in person sometime very soon. Now, do we have a retired music teacher here today? Rochelle, are you waving for? Oh,
Hi, yes, I'm sorry. I didn't want to forget this because you worked with Deborah Miller, John, and she wanted to be here. She sent me an email last night just to say happy birthday to you. She's not feeling well. So I didn't want to forget that. Thank you.
That kind of fills out the crew. It's almost everyone then that worked with John. There may be somebody that I never met that I don't know. But anyway, this is a great gathering. It was on kind of short notice, and we thank you all for making the time. So do we have a retired music teacher here? Is it going to be me? Who, do we have someone? Who's retired music? Oh, Anne. Anne, there's an appropriate song for us to join in right now as we wrap up. And if you'll unmute, that's like the first rule of music teachers. You should always unmute. You're still muted.
You want everyone to unmute, right, John?
Yes, everyone should unmute. Or if Wayne, you can unmute everyone.
Are we singing happy birthday, are we not?
We are. All of
Okay,
us.
here we go. Happy
Happy
birthday
birthday
to you. Happy birthday
to you.
Happy birthday.
Wait a minute.
Happy
birthday.
That's
Oh, I don't think we should
that's-
give up our day job.
that's an abridged
That was
version.
memorable, yes.
John, you've been honored with a one of a kind singing of Happy
I
Birthday.
need to delete that from the recording.
I spoke too soon about having mastered Zoom. I guess singing, and you see that done, but when you see it done perfectly, everybody has added their tracks separately and then someone has mixed it perfectly. But our heart's in the right place, John. Enjoy this day and many, many more. We love you. Take care.
Love you, John.
Bye-bye.